suspects accused of committing a carjacking in South Portland after escaping Long Creek Juvenile Detention Facility are both in custody.
South Portland police say a 16-year-old suspect was arrested in Massachusetts shortly after 5 this morning following a crash involving a Porsche that had been stolen from New Hampshire earlier this morning. This afternoon, officials say 18-year-old Davin Flynn of Portland was also arrested. Police did not say where or how Flynn was taken into custody. They're facing robbery, criminal threatening, assault, and terrorizing charges.
On Saturday, the Maine Department of Corrections said they had escaped on Friday night. Authorities say they forcibly removed a woman from her vehicle at an apartment complex near Long Creek shortly after their escape. The woman told investigators that the suspects threatened to use a weapon, but they did not display one. That woman's car was found Saturday in Casco.